kinds of questions regarding real estate, whether you want to be a real estate investor, whether you want to be a real estate agent, whatever you want to do that has to do with real estate. God, this lighting is really bad, but that's okay. So I was just on TikTok and all of them said they were going to follow me over from TikTok over here to YouTube because I was losing battery and I'm probably going to lose battery again, but we're here to talk about real estate. So we'll see if anybody comes on and if they catch, hi, who's here? It's got to be Arlene because she's the fastest one to jump on and join me. And she's super cool. And she puts answers to everybody's questions in there for me because she and I work together and she is the most awesome person ever. So hi, Beverly, how are you? Oh my God. So Beverly, tell us about you. Are you going to buy real estate? Are you going to become a real estate agent? What is your goal when it comes to following me and what I teach you guys? Because I'm also do life lessons. And on TikTok, I have all these people asking me like about dating. And quite honestly, that is a rough question. Oh, I was going to say that never let the guy you're going on a date with pick a place to go when he says Vegas. Because if he says Vegas, and you say there's two things to do in Vegas, and he says what? And you say gamble, and he says and I say get married, and he says let's do it. Don't ever get married on your first date in Vegas. Okay, so become a real estate agent. Cool, Beverly. Where are you at? Where are you located that you want to become a real estate agent? Because on TikTok, I had somebody in Palo Alto that was asking me about coaching them, and I would love to coach them there because that is an amazing area. See my S? Look at, I can hold my S like that. Would that be cool? Anyway. I'm just messing around. So some of you jumped over from TikTok and it's easier for me to read the questions that you have for me about real estate investing, becoming a real estate agent, the state exam and how you have to move forward. Because I get people that want to take my class. You're in Palmdale. Oh, that's cool. You're not too far away. Maybe like an hour. That's not too bad. And Palmdale has great prices. It's still affordable there. So you can still do it. I got my license in September and you were in my class. Oh, congratulations. That's so cool. So you got it in September of last year, right? What are you doing with it? And that one says, hope you are well. I'm doing great, Darth. Welcome back. I've seen your dog acting, my dog acting up. He's not really acting up. It's just that I don't know how much you guys believe in spirits and ghosts. Anybody want to hear a ghost story? But I have a couple of those in my house. And I had a girl that said that she says that she talks to guides and angels. And some of the things she said, she's not just generalizing, you know, because like when you talk to a crazy psychic, they're just generalizing and trying to take your money. But this girl, she knew some stuff that was crazy. And she told me, this is about Wilford, my dog, that my ex-boyfriend who passed away put his love, care, and protection in that dog. So whenever somebody comes to my house that the dog doesn't know, they make sure that he makes sure that he lets them know he's here. So I don't want to talk about crazy stuff that nobody wants to talk about because I don't want to lose people that are trying to follow us regarding real estate and wholesaling and becoming a real estate agent. But it doesn't look like they're all following through on coming over from TikTok. They might be tired. I know I'm starting to look tired. My eyes are starting to get a little worn. So there's Arlene, it says, what's she saying? Added to the store. Okay, so now let's see who you are. It says, love my stories. Aw, thank you. The real estate stories or the ghost stories? Which ones do you want? Tell me the stories you want and I'll tell you a story. Because I told a really good story to one of my new agents. I got a new agent and she's already had, oh shoot, you know what? Oh, both, that's cool. Somebody on TikTok was asking me the best way to get business and we got cut off because my battery was going dead. And that sucks because I wanted to talk about the best ways to get business. So a lot of people are trying to scare new agents and everybody about AI. Okay, AI is, you know, artificial intelligence. And what's really cool is at my retreat for my board of realtors, we're going to have a guy that's talking about AI and how it's going to affect real estate. And a lot of people think that AI can take over real estate and they think that eventually you don't need a real estate agent. That's not true because here's the thing. Buyers need you to build a relationship with them, and they need you to hold their hand because it's scary to buy your first home. And you don't want to be with somebody who, takes you out, shows you homes, puts you in escrow, and forgets about you. Because if they do that, then they're not going to help you through the process. And so they're all, you're always going to need a real estate agent to guide you through. AI can't, well, I was going to say AI can't let you in the house, but actually it could, because a lot of people have those really cool smart homes. And a smart home, once they identify who you are and they check your driver's license, they're like, okay, go up to my house and this is how you get in the house. And it's like super crazy. And then they have cameras all in the house, so you really can't steal anything. And you're not there to steal something, you're there to see the house and if you want to buy it. So I guess AI could let you in a home, but they can't be there for moral support. And the best way to get business in real estate is networking. And, I network all the time. I mean, I live to network. And I go to, the best thing to go to for networking is those wine tasting things. Like if they have a wine tasting in your city, or if they have the taste of the town where a bunch of the different restaurants have booths and you can go and taste them. And then when you're talking to people at the booth, hey, you guys, I need some likes and I need some people following me and all that good stuff, because I never asked for it. So I'm going to ask you guys for it. Please, please, please subscribe and like, because I haven't been on live, so I haven't been getting subscribes and likes. And I don't want to lose my ability to go live and teach you guys about all the stuff I know. But the best thing you can do in any business is to network. And networking is going to public places and doing stuff. So you know where I'm going on Saturday night. Arlene, I need to find somebody that wants to go with me. I think I'm going to ask Teresa. I would love you to go, but I don't know if you have your kids or not. And I don't even know if they're doing it. I'm going to look for it. It's in Pasadena on Lake Street. And it's at a Catholic church. And what they do is the first hour from 8 to 9 for $20 a person is dance lessons. And they usually do swing or hip hop or whatever they do. They teach you, and then they have a live band. And the live band goes from 9 o'clock at night until midnight. And I am doing that this Saturday night. And I'm actually going to meet somebody that's on Facebook. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes, right? You can go with me. Carla, go with me. Yes. Okay, so text me or call me. And so it's in Pasadena on Lake Street. And I got to make sure they're doing it. It's called PD something. So it's these two sisters that love dancing, and they always have a live band. And so going somewhere like that, it says it is super fun. I've gone before, and it's the best place for a first date because you don't have to know how to dance. If I was social, you would. Tyler, you got to be social. If you're not social, how are you gonna have fun in life? I mean, I do so many fun things. It's super crazy. So a lot of you know, it says, I'm Bay Area realtor. Well, if you're a realtor, you have to be social. Just because you're a Bay Area realtor doesn't mean you can't be social, right? SoCal. Church is a good place to go to make sure you meet people and you do what you're supposed to do, honor the Lord. And you can go to church events. You can go to the Taste of the Town. Those are the funnest. The Taste of the Town are super fun because you're talking about food and doing that kind of stuff. Southern Cal, laugh out loud, not Southern California, laugh out loud, not social. You got to be social. I mean, so it's the dance thing is at a Catholic church. In there, they have a basketball gym, and it's in there. And everybody in there is super cool. There's young people, there's old people, there's like literally there's teenagers all the way up to old people, and everybody's just having fun. Because I'm not, I hate to say I'm not social, but I'm a homebody. I like to be at home. I have a nice home, and I like to be here. And God, what is that box? That looks terrible. Oh, I know. So I know what that box is, and I got to open it, and I got to video. It's so funny. I have all these things that people want me to videotape opening, and I'm just like, I don't want to put makeup on. I don't want to do my hair. So that box right there, that big box that I'm pointing at right now, that's Damsel in Defense. And it's mace and a stun gun. And real estate agents need to make sure they protect themselves. The stun gun looks like a flashlight. And so if you're with somebody and somebody tries to make a move or some kind of crazy thing happens, you have a flashlight that looks like a stun gun that's super powerful. And so that's going to be something I'm going to promote, because I think that a lot of us take it for granted that we're safer than we are, and you need to make sure that you're safe. And so, God, I could talk about 1,000 things, but Tyler, you want to kind of go out and meet people so that you can get more deals. Unless you're getting deals in a way that I don't know you're getting deals. How are you getting deals if you're not social? Are you on social media at all? I don't know. I'm not seeing anybody come on up. I know we had a ton of people on TikTok, but when my battery went dead, we had to stop. But I really just came on tonight to answer any questions, let you know about the lessons, buying a home in the US. That series is for anybody. It's also for real estate agents, because a lot of real estate agents don't know if their clients qualify before they show them homes. And it's great if you have someone who's paying cash. But if you don't have somebody who's paying cash, you got to make sure they qualify to buy something. And the lady that I talked to today, she wants to buy something that's mixed use. She wants to buy a fourplex where the 2 units on the bottom are commercial, like for a store, and the units on top are rentals. So if you know anything like that, she said she wants to buy probably though in Long Beach or Los Angeles. And so I got to go online and start searching for stuff. But there's a lot of stuff out there, and if you're looking with a buyer that doesn't have a whole lot of money, you have to figure out how they're going to do it before you go out and work with them. But anyways, no one's asking any questions, and I just came on to see if we needed to answer any questions. But always feel free to contact us. My school is called let me see what you said. I can't see it. Darn it, I missed it. What did it say? Message retracted. Carla, why did you retract it? That's kind of cool that you were able to do that. But anyway, the lessons are up there. You can watch them. The first one is who do you talk to? The second one is credit and how to get your free credit report. The third one is your income. What do I count when I'm looking at your income? And are you self-employed, or are you a W-2 employee? And have you been in the same line of work for at least 2 years? And number 3 is all about debt. What debt is counted against you when you buy a home? And so those are the first 4. And number 5 is going to be really cool, because I'm going to say, okay, you should have your income in front of you, and you should have your debt in front of you. And then you should also have how much money do you have for a down payment or available. And we're going to play with the numbers and show you how I play with the numbers. So if you have questions, or you want to buy a home, or you want to get your real estate license, remember that I'm not at Real Estate Trainers. I'm at California Real Estate Trainers. And our website, you go to ssbutler.com, and it will take you to Learn Worlds. And Learn World is where we have a vocabulary that you can purchase to help you with your vocabulary. It's like the vocabulary is like a mini cram course. So we have the vocabulary. We also have how to make your way through the Department of Real Estate website. We also have where you can purchase the class on how to pass the California real estate exam. We have all kinds of things on our website. It says 2-year employment minimum to buy a home. Absolutely. You have to have 2 years. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac say, no, you don't have to have 2 years. Let's look at what you got. BS. I have had clients that I thought, you know what? Okay, let's try, because I've been a loan officer since 1986. And I have tried several times to try to do the loopholes. Now, if you can tie it together, okay, so I got to tell you what I did. I tied one together. I was going to get off, but now since you asked a question, let's talk. So I had a young lady that there's 2 different, you can tie things together. Like, let's say that you had somebody that was selling cars, and now they turn around and they're selling something else. They're in sales. They've always been in sales, and they show income in sales. Well, then they're in the same line of work. If they're an office worker, are they an office worker? Are they an administrator? If they're an administrator now and they were an office worker before, how did the transition happen? And is it the same kind of, in the same kind of office work? So I had one that was really great. Are you ready? This is really great. This is going to teach you a bunch. So I had a young lady that was going to school. Follow me on this one. She was going to school to become a manager. She was taking office administration classes. So she was going to school to do that. So she could only work part-time for the chiropractor she was working for. And she was working hourly, When you work hourly or you're on commission or you get bonuses, I have to average the bonuses. I have to average the overtime. I have to average the hourly. And it usually comes out not as good for the borrower as you want it to come out. So she was hourly and she was going to school. Now, she was going to school to become an office administrator, and she had recently become the office administrator for the chiropractor she was working hourly for. And she was still getting hourly, but she got a huge raise and she got more time on the job. So I said to her, I said, look, I got to average this, and you went to school, and going to school counts, but we're going to still look at your pay stubs, your W-2s, and your tax returns. So I have an idea. Since you work for the chiropractor, why don't you ask him if he'll put you on salary? Because you're working overtime anyways. Right now, he's paying you $4,000 a month. If he puts you on salary, the second your client's on salary, I can count all that income. And so what we did was he put her on salary, and we went ahead and we did the loan, and she was on salary. And she's like, that's kind of not fair because he went ahead and put me on salary. Now I'm not making as much money because I'm not getting the overtime. What is your opinion of buying leads? Buying leads is a waste of money. I actually buy leads and I don't even call them. I've got to go on and see the leads that I have, and then I got to write down the names and numbers, and I got to cancel that sucker, or I've got to make some money off of them. I guess one lead, if you're buying, it depends on what you're paying for them, but buying leads is a waste of money. It says waste of money buying leads. Absolutely. There's Arlene's answer to that too. So you just have two real estate agents who are working in the business. And Arlene is one who she actually worked at an office before she started working with me where they had Zillow leads. And Arlene, you want to put up there how many calls you had to do a day? I think it was like 200 calls a day. And out of 200 calls a day, how many did you actually close from those leads? I think it's like 1 out of 100 leads, maybe if you're lucky. Yeah, it's crazy. Real estate is about building relationships. It's about networking. And the one thing that I did, and I told Arlene, I really want to do a TikTok on the worst thing I ever did in real estate. Because the worst thing I ever did in real estate, why is salary better than hourly? Salary is better than hourly because, thanks for my honest opinion, you're welcome. Salary is better than hourly because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines say if you're on salary, so the person that was the hourly person, she was hourly. She was not working full time because she was going to school. So that year, I have to income average with the next year where she was working hourly. And they're going to income average it. And then they're going to ask me, okay, can you prove she's full time now? And they're not going to give me all the income. But if it's salary, the second you're on salary, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac count that income. So think about this. Let's say you go to school to become an attorney, and then you get hired at a law office and you're on salary. The second you get out of school and you're on salary, they count your income. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac count your income when you're on salary right away. This says, oh, she's telling you. So there's the note from Arlene telling you about paying for leads. It sucks. So, when you're paying for leads, that's, depending on if you like calling. So this is what's happening. 2024 is an election year. I hate to be political, and Arlene doesn't like me being political, and we're business partners. But I will tell you, the best thing you can do as a realtor, are you ready for me? Best thing you can do as a realtor is get involved with your board and mix and mingle. And because a lot of the real estate agents don't like to go too far. And if you meet people from areas where other people are transferring, they'll give you referrals. And when they know that you know what you're doing. And our CAR, California Association of Realtors, are going to be in Anaheim. And that's going to be, if you're a member of the board, you can go. It says closed 0 out of cold calling. So there you go. Arlene said she closed 0 from cold calling. But anyways, I was going to say the California Association of Realtors is going to be in Anaheim. And I believe it's going to be the 18th through the 23rd of September. I know it's going to be that week because I wanted to go to a tax seminar in Vegas and I don't get to go. So you have to, if you go to that, you can go to all the different things and you can see what other agents are doing to build their business. But I would say, like I think I was saying on this website, going to the taste of your town, going to community events, and showing that you're a realtor and that realtors actually go to community events and help their community, that is going to push you above everybody else. The other thing that really, really works, people love when you do volunteer work. So if you can do a volunteer in your local area and meet people in your area, that's the kind of stuff that pays back tenfold, because you're volunteering and you're giving. And when you give, things just come back to you. Ask Arlene. My life is super crazy. Like literally, I want to say it was 3 days ago. I don't think I told Arlene this. 3 days ago, I did my old, okay, this is what I do. I do manifestation by mistake. I am the manifester from you know where. I manifested my ex-husband. I manifest everything. I manifest winning at the golf tournaments I go to. So anyways, about 3 days ago, I manifested, and I thought, I really haven't closed. I closed only 2 deals so far this year. And, I kind of want some extra spending money. I don't really need to, but why not close a deal or two? And I thought I need a deal or two. So the next thing that happened was one of my clients, get involved in with your board. So Arlene's telling you the same thing I'm telling you, get involved with your board. And so I manifested because I needed a deal. And the next thing I know, I got a phone call from my attorney, and I got better than a deal. I got a settlement from my, I can't read it as fast as you're putting it. Wow, how do you do that? Oh, okay, so this is how you do it. You believe in yourself and you believe in what you want, and it comes. I know that sounds really crazy, but if you really want to learn about it, it's called The Secret. So somebody asked me in my class, do you know the secret? And everybody in the class wanted to know what the secret was. And I said, I know the secret. And the student thought she knew something that nobody knew about. And I'm like, yeah, I know the secret. She goes, do you live your life like the secret? And I said, well, I do, but I've never really watched The Secret because it's really, really long. And so she sent me the link, and you can actually just go on this YouTube, go into the search bar and put The Secret and watch it and take notes, because my manifestation got a lot stronger when I did that. So when I said I needed a deal, I'm like, God, I need a deal. I say God because I believe in a higher power, and that is God, our one and only. And I said, God, I need a deal. And I got a call from my attorney, and one of my renters from COVID actually did a settlement, which was just about as big, if not bigger, than a real estate deal. And then at the same time, I got a call from one of the stories. I don't know if you took my class, but in my class, I talk about dual agency, and I talk about the guy on January 1st. I went to this house, and after I signed her contract, her listing, I said, do you know anyone that might be thinking about buying your home? She's like, absolutely, my neighbor. And so the neighbor who bought the house in 2017 just called me and asked me to list the house. So that's relationships. Him calling me back and him wanting to work with me again. And then after that happened, I had somebody call me and say they were losing their house. And I said, how are you losing your house? She's like, I didn't pay my taxes. I go, how much do you owe on it? She said, nothing. I said, you owe nothing on your house and you didn't pay your taxes? And she said, yeah. And I go, it's going to go to tax sale and someone is going to grab that house. And so she said that's why she was calling me. Somebody told her I could help her. And she said it was going to sale in 2 days. It was going to a tax sale in 2 days. And I said, oh no, we can't have you lose your house. It's worth $400,000 and you own nothing on it. You're going to walk away from $400,000. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And so I called the tax assessors on a 3-way call with her. And the tax assessor said, no, it can't go to sale until May, and we only have a sale every May. And she said, well, then why did somebody tell me they were coming to get my house? And they were from the tax assessors. And so I don't know if she got a prank call or what happened, but somebody scared the living cahoodles out of her. And she's a sick 72-year-old. So I'm going to list her house, and she's going to come here and buy in Chino or Ontario. So it's all about the relationships. And that one came from me. My contractor knew somebody who knew somebody. So you've got to build relationships with everybody and let them know what you do and how you're addicted to real estate. But since you're new, if you're new, you have to have some strong help. So you have to be able to say to them, I have a broker that's been in the business for 20 years and they're with me every step of the way. And if you want to talk to my broker when I come out for your listing, I'll bring my broker with me. If your broker's not strong enough or your sales manager says, I'm not going on an appointment with you, then you say, I'm not going to be with you. I mean, they may be giving you a really high commission split, but if you don't have a mentor or a coach that's willing to go on your appointments with you, my God, the Palo Alto person, I don't think I didn't mention it to him because we were on TikTok, but if I'm mentoring them live on Zoom, because that's what we do a lot of times is we do Zoom and I Zoom in your clients with me. If we're going to go see houses, I'm going to come out there. I mean, I did an open house in San Leandro. I put the open house signs in my car and I drove 7 hours. And then I did the open house and then I had an Airbnb and then I went the next day back to another open house. So you got to want to work, and to make it happen, you got to make it happen. And a lot of people think that they're going to join a brokerage and they're going to miraculously get leads or they're going to miraculously get something done, and it's not going to happen that way. Now, there's something out there. I want Arlene to check it out. Is when you go on my YouTube channel, there's a commercial. There's one lady that does the commercial, and now I just saw a guy that does the commercial, and they have some special way to sell houses for sellers where they get more money faster. I'm dying to know what it is because I signed up to find out how I can sell my house faster and make more money. So that ought to be interesting because they should be sharing that with everybody, right? That's a cool thing. The thing is there are bidding wars right now. And with bidding wars, you're going to make more money faster. But it's getting kind of late and I've been on for 25 minutes. You guys are so awesome to stay on and be with me, all 12 of you. And I really appreciate you. So please, somebody else just came on. And whatever we talked about 1,000 things. We talked about buying houses. We talked about real estate agents. We talked about how to get leads. I was going to tell the ghost story. Do you guys want to hear a ghost story before I go? I don't know. If I see a yes or a thumbs up, I'll tell the ghost story. I've told this one, I think, before, but I told it to somebody today and she was laughing her ass off. And it's totally a true story. I'm going to tell it because you guys are all saying yes. I told it to her and she couldn't stop laughing. And it was funny because my screenwriter took it out of our movie. I have about 3 or 4 scenes that my screenwriter didn't want to put in the movie because it makes it longer than 90 minutes. So I am going to write the book, and the book is going to start at the section where a lot of couples can't get pregnant, and I was one of them. And that was really hard to go through, and a lot of people go through that, but you just have to be persistent, and you have to know that God has a plan for your life. And I don't want to push that on you, but let me tell you, I didn't know what I believed until I got off the fence. And if you watch the White Candle Story, it's right here on YouTube. My 12-minute movie, The White Candle Story, is on the Christian Movie Channel. So you can go to the Christian Movie Channel and put in The White Candle, and it's 3/4 into the movie. But the ghost story that is not in the movie right now that I want to put in it, so maybe you guys should thumbs up it and let me know if you think I should put it in there. But have you guys ever, hands up, have you ever been to Disneyland in the Haunted Mansion? And you're in those chairs, and as you're going through the Haunted Mansion, it says, "Hi, Sharon." Aw, thank you. I don't feel like I'm all that beautiful. I'm just kind of a normal person. So, yeah, so you guys can you guys tell me, have you been in the Haunted Mansion? And hi. And when you're in the Haunted Mansion and you're in those chairs that go out, you see the ghost in the little car with you, right? Guys got that? Picture that in your mind, the ghosts in the car with you. And by the way, my favorite ride. That's so cool. Okay, so let me ask you this. You guys, we got to manifest Jennifer Lawrence, because like she could totally play me, right? We got to manifest Jennifer Lawrence to hear us and know that she needs to be Sharon in the White Candle Story, right? So here goes. It's not, I think, what do you guys think of the title? Here's my title. Are you ready? I'm going to see if they already have it. Somebody has it. I know we were thinking about Beyond the Clouds and Back. But which one do you like the best? Just keep the White Candle for the feature film. Do Beyond the Clouds and Back, because eventually you'll find out that I died when I had my son at birth, and I had the out-of-body experience, and I saw what's on the other side. That's what made me believe in God. So if you guys don't believe, let me tell you, you're in for a long ride. So anyway, the other title that I really like for my movie is, are you ready? life, death, and everything in between, because the stuff in between is really juicy. So anyway, so the ghost story, you guys want to hear it? Here goes. So in your mind, picture the haunted mansion, the ghost in the cart with you. And this is a true story that really happened. And before I decided to add it to my book, it's not in the movie because my screenwriter, but tell me if you think it should be. I think it should be. So one of my friends, and I called her name's Darla. I called her and I said, did this really happen? Because I remember this happening. And she goes, yeah, it happened. And it was super crazy. Sharon, do you believe in the journey of souls? Well, I know we have a soul, and I don't know exactly what you're talking about the journey of soul, but when I died, I saw everything, and I saw them working on my dead body, and I heard a voice that said, do you want to stay or do you want to go? And I still didn't believe in God after that. I didn't even know what it was until afterwards. So in the movie, the other thing is my screenwriter doesn't want to show what I saw. We just show that I see my body and that's it. We don't show everything I saw, and I think we should emphasize all that. But anyway, I think Jennifer Lawrence would love to play this movie because the ride is a scary, crazy ride. So anyways, let me tell you about Darla and I. So there's a cemetery called Forest Lawn in Glendale. This is the cemetery that Michael Jackson is at. He is in the mausoleum in that cemetery. On the top of the hill over here is a museum, and over here is the mausoleum where many celebrities are at. In fact, Sammy Davis Jr. is at the same cemetery, and so is Walt Disney. So anyway, what happened was, because there is a museum, they were having what's it say? It says, where is it? It's in, okay, so it's in Glendale, okay? And if you wanted, I have a person that wants to go to the cemetery with me. And I told her I would go. We really need to go. Maybe we can go next week. I'm trying to figure out when I can go because there's no class next week. So anyway, I was at the cemetery, and up on the top of the hill, they were having a grand opening for this guy that what he does, it says, okay, I'm kind of close. Cool. So kind of close isn't that, I don't know. Anyway, just look up Forest Lawn. And on the top of the hill, they have the museum. And inside the museum was a grand opening for a guy. Did you find the white candle on YouTube? That's Arlene. She's telling you where it's at. So at the top of the hill is the museum, and the guy was having a grand opening. What he does is you like to go cemeteries, we should meet there. We should go there. So, because that other girl wants to go. So anyway, and I know where everybody is. I know where Sammy Davis Jr. is. I know where Walt Disney is. I know where Michael Jackson is, and I can go in that building because I own property in there. So anyway, I like the property I have. It's really quite nice in there. So anyway, we're at the top of the hill at the guy was doing Lego. What he does is he takes Legos and he does statues. What's it say? You'll look it up. Okay. So anyway, he does statues made out of Legos that are life size. And so she wanted to bring her grandson. My friend Darla wanted to bring her grandson. And I said, why don't we do this? I have to be there early to help set up because I worked at Forest Lawn. I worked at the cemetery. And so, so what happened was I went there early. We set up. They literally had like a whole band, and they had dancing, and they had champagne, and they had hors d'oeuvres, and they were having this whole big party for this Lego guy's opening. And when it was all over, it was 10 o'clock at night. And my friend Darla showed up, and I was in my white truck, my white Hummer truck, and it looks like a Tonka toy. And my friend was in her van. And so I have ghosts here. So I do believe in souls, and I do believe in ghosts. And so, I was driving down the hill, and I told her, you need to follow close behind me, because if you don't follow close behind me, you may get lost. There's no street lights, and if you make a wrong turn, you're going into the old area of the cemetery, and you're never going to find your way out. So follow close. And I'm in my truck, and she's in her van. And we're going down the hill. And I feel, okay, so remember in your mind, you were picturing the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland with the ghosts in your car with you. So our scene is going to you're going to see ghosts in my car. There's going to be a bunch of them, and they're playing in the driver's seat and in the back of the Hummer, and they're like laughing and having fun. And I feel them in the truck. And I say, all right, you guys, you know what? You can't come home with me. You need to stay at the cemetery because I already have ghosts at my house and there's no room for you. So get out of my car. And if you don't, there's going to be hell to pay because I have the light in me. So when you feel like you have ghosts around you, you need to tell them, you need to be firm with them. And so I did that. And so the next thing happens is I get a call from my friend on her cell phone. And she calls me and she says, Sharon. And I said, what? She said, I'm super scared. It feels like a bunch of ghosts got in my car. And I start laughing my ass off. And I said, that's because they just got out of my car. And she goes, what do I do? And I said, tell them to get out. And so she goes, how do I do that? I go, just be stern and tell them that you have the light with you and you want them out of your car. And she did. And then she called me back and she goes, it worked. So wouldn't that be the funniest scene ever where you see all the ghosts get out of my car and get in my friend's car and then she's all scared and she tells them to get out? So should I keep that scene in the movie? I think I should. I think it'd be super funny. Anyways, it's a true story. It really happened. So I truly still believe in ghosts and stories like that. And if you want to hear, you just got on my number 11. I just told a ghost story that was really, really cool. And so far one person says yes. I should keep the ghost story in there. And we'll see. Maybe you guys can comment. So people that watch this later when it's not live can comment on the ghost story because it was really cool and it was really fun. You want a short ghost story? What's it say? Yes, keep it. Okay, cool. 2 yeses, no nos. So then you want one more short ghost story? Because it didn't show me I don't have batteries, so I could probably do it. Yes. All right. So this is at Forest Lawn in West Covina, right over the hill. And so I bought my space, and it's not in the ground. I bought my space over there a long time ago when my son was young. I planned my whole funeral. I got it all done, and everybody should do that, and they should have a living trust. And I did all that stuff in 2010, I believe. So anyways, when I was working there on Memorial Day and on the holidays, a lot of people go to the cemetery and visit their loved ones. And God, I had a bunch of stories from that day, but I'm going to go with the short one. So a lot of times when you're networking and you're talking to people, so this is when the mortgage meltdown happened. And nobody was buying homes and interest rates were horrible. And I had my real estate license, and I used my real estate license to work at Forest Lawn, Wells Fargo, and a timeshare. All at one time, I was working everywhere to try to make the same money I was making because I'm very resourceful. And so I was at the cemetery, and I was at the area where my lot is. And so this lady was there. And come on, some more thumbs up. We need those thumbs up and subscribing. So anyway, so I was at the area right by where my remains are going to be. And it's really pretty. It's you take cremated remains and you put them in the wall, and there's no ceiling, so you can see the sky, and it's a very peaceful area. But I haven't put my dad or my brother there yet because, quite honestly, I don't want to put them in a black hole. So they're here with me at my house. So anyway, I was there, and this lady was standing there. This is a good one. It's kind of scary. It's kind of creepy. So I was standing there talking to her, and I said, so who are you visiting? And she said, well, I'm visiting my brother. And I said, he must have been pretty young. And she said, yeah, he was kind of drink too much alcohol, and he had kidney failure. And I said, I'm super sorry about that. And she goes, so who are you visiting? I go, I'm not visiting anybody. I actually work here. But I will be your brother's neighbor. I said something like, I'll be his neighbor. And at first she kind of looked at me weird. I go, I'm right there, and my mom and dad are going to be right there. And it is what it is. And she goes, I know. And then all of a sudden I had this feeling. And I looked at her and I go, I want to tell you something, but I work here and I don't want to get fired. I really love my job. I really loved being at the cemetery when I worked there because I felt things. So I said, what's that say? Story. Oh, that's so funny. You're so cute. So I want this story in there too because this one's cool too. So I looked at her and I go, I don't want to get in trouble. She goes, no, say it. And I'm like, okay. And then out of nowhere, I said, are you ready? I said, why did you get me that Starbucks if you were just going to drink it? And don't even think about smoking that cigarette. And she looked at me like she went into shock. And I'm like, what? She goes, what you said. And I go, what? And she reaches around a statue, because there was a statue right by where her brother was. And she pulls out the Starbucks coffee. And she goes, I bought this for my brother. It was his favorite latte. She goes, but I knew he wasn't going to drink it. So I drank it anyways. Oh my God, that's really long. What's that say? It says, not to change the topic, but I am so happy to hear you live. Oh God, I missed it. I missed the topic. You got to put it back on there. Oh shoot. Oh shoot, now my battery's going. So now I got to cut to the chase on that whole story. And then if you want to get a hold of me, go ahead and text me and I'll answer what you said not to change the story because I missed what you text. So anyway, she pulls out the Starbucks and she goes, I drank it because I knew he wasn't going to drink it. I go, what about the cigarette? And she pulls out a cigarette from behind the statue and she goes, I was going to leave this here for him. So it was like he spoke through me to her. Isn't that crazy? So should I have that story in there too? And then I have another story, but we got to go because my battery's going dead. Another story about a military guy that he had two first names. Like my son has Richard Blake. This kid had two first names, and the people that were coming to visit his site didn't know his name. We had ghosts in our house in Riverside. Was it a mean ghost or a nice ghost? How about that? I want to know. But sometimes you have bad ghosts and you can get rid of them. I had that in Victorville, a house I flipped. It was creepy. That's a good story too. But anyway, so if people don't believe in ghosts, it says, yeah, all the ghost stories. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know. I want to have them. You had a mean ghost? Did you get rid of him or did you sell the house? You know, you have to disclose that because it's like poltergeist kind of thing. It says, you're a psychic. I don't know about that. It says it closed, you sold it, right, Auntie? But anyway, so those are those things. My battery's going dead. You guys are super fun. I'll try to get on live more often. It's just, life is busy and it's just how it is. You got to do stuff. So the person that just joined, you got to watch this live thing. It's probably pretty long. I think, oh God, it's 40 minutes. We got to go. So watch it. You could fast forward it. You could do whatever you want because there's ghost stories and there's real estate stories and all kinds of stuff. So have a great evening and I will pop on again soon. Thank you for following me. Bye.